So, continuing the Testimonies of Thanksgiving challenge, I have another testimony to share, but this one is really sensitive, so just, bear with me. But it's still really glorious, but yeah. Um, so, last school year, from August of 2023 until July of this year, I was serving as an AmeriCorps member through Reading Partners. Okay, Reading Partners is a literacy intervention program that partners with schools to offer one-on-one tutoring for elementary school students. Okay, this is not a commercial for them, but just so you know what I was doing. So I was a program coordinator, and I was responsible for running the program at my assigned school. Okay, which I really enjoyed doing. It was very enriching. Definitely would recommend, but for college students, not for people who have families and have big people bills. Okay. Anyway, moving on. I did that for the entire school year. While I was working within that school, I made connections with the staff members, the administration, all of that, And one day the principal wanted to meet with me, and I didn't know why. But when I met with her, she offered me a position as a paraeducator, which is like a teacher's assistant. So all I had to do was take this exam, this paraeducator exam, and she said that she would be holding that position for me as the paraeducator for next school year, the one that they're currently in. So in the midst of me moving, I took time to go and take that exam. Okay. And even though I didn't get an opportunity to study, I was very surprised that I ended up being 1 point short of a perfect score. I mean, it's the grace. It's the grace. And so, yeah, I passed. Now, then I was told to apply for the position, and then an offer letter would be given to me. Now, there was an issue because I was actually expecting a child, with child. And I had to be honest with the principal about that because it was going to impact my availability for the upcoming school year. And I finally got an opportunity to tell her, but we didn't get the opportunity to discuss it till much later. So without getting into much detail, I can tell you that I was no longer offered that position. I was no longer eligible for that opportunity, okay, because I was having a baby. And my contract with AmeriCorps was ending in July, okay, which means I would need another job. And I would need to be able to find a job while being pregnant. And not only did I not get this opportunity at this school, but I also went to a hiring fair through this schools and was offered a paraeducator job on the spot by a principal, at that event. On the spot, she said, "I'm going to hire you." When we finally talked on the phone, I had to be honest with her too and let her know that I was expecting a child and it was going to impact my availability for the upcoming school year. At that point, she still wanted to meet with me, but by the end of the meeting that I had with her in person, it was quite clear to me that I was no longer going to be offered that position. Okay, I was no longer going to be able to get that opportunity. So that's 2 jobs that I, lost opportunities for because I was pregnant. Very stressful, okay? Very stressful, very stressful. Like I said, contract's ending in July. I was on LinkedIn, applied for a job, And the person who I applied with ended up referring me to another company that he works with. And I had an interview with the owner first, and then with the guy who referred me, because he works, he serves a role there. And they offered me the job. I couldn't believe it, because honestly, when I met with the owner, because I wasn't like showing that much by then. When I met with the owner, literally after the interview, because it was more like a conversation, he was so chill. He was like, "Is there any red flags I should know about?" I've never been asked that in an interview ever. So I knew it was God giving me an opportunity to be honest about my condition. And so I took the opportunity to be honest, because I'm just made that way, integral, okay? And so yeah, I didn't really know what was going to happen after I disclosed that. But then they asked me to come for the second interview with the business consultant guy. And I pretty much, talked about my pregnancy with him, and I pretty much like made a proposal. I was like, during the 6 weeks that I need off, after having a baby, I would just request to work remote. Like, I was still willing to work fresh out of having a baby, but I was like, in lieu of maternity leave. But the business consultant was like, no, I'm going to suggest that we offer you 6 weeks paid maternity leave. I never had paid maternity leave ever. And this is child number 5, okay? And I had just, I didn't even get offer letter yet, but this is what they were offering. And when I got my offer letter, indeed, it says 6 weeks paid maternity leave. Like, it was so amazing. So it was really a blessing. And so by the time I took maternity leave, I hadn't even been there like that long. And I still was paid to stay home for 6 weeks. So not only did God provide with the position, the job, with people who really wanted me there, but then they gave me this blessing, paying me to stay home from maternity leave. It was just such a blessing. Only God could do something like that. Again, I lost 2 opportunities because of being pregnant, and then going to being offered a position despite the fact that I'm pregnant, and then being given this incentive of paid maternity leave. So that's the kind of thing that God would do. And honestly, I can tell you guys, it was grace, because I didn't kill my baby. That's all I'm going to say about that for now. But for people who like to use the argument you can't afford kids, you literally subtract Yah from the situation. The one who formed the child in your womb. So I know that it's the grace from God, because I didn't kill my baby. And I give him so much glory for that. I give him so much glory for that. So that's my testimony, y'all. Okay. I'm still waiting for people to participate, but it's on God. What I've been doing is seeing the sober Facebook groups, the people who former addicts. I've been seeing all their testimonies of being clean for 15 years, being clean for 20 years, being clean for 5 years. And seeing that testimony is really encouraging. So God is still getting his glory regardless of who's posting or not. And I'm just so glad that I can testify of his goodness. So that's it. All right. Y'all have a blessed day.